That's good shit. Alright, now let's go to the sub. Let me answer another question here. Joshua Lewis also asked, have you ever heard of Mrs. Wick's Pies? Based in East Central Indiana. I almost said India. Indiana. Great pies of all types. No, I live right next to Indiana, but I've never been in Indiana, so I don't know anything about Indiana. I've driven through Indiana, I think. But I've never been in Indiana, so no, I do not know. But it sounds great. I don't like pie that much. I'm more of a cake guy. Like I feel like most people are like, they either like cake or they like pie more. I mean, most people like both, but there's a fine line between which one do you like more, cake or pie. I'm more of a cake guy, so. But it's that you made it sound really appetizing, and now I'm even more hungry than I was before. So there you go. Can I land? So now we're gonna go jump in a sub. Fuck it. Let's just blow everything up. Let me find another question here. Okay, Lacrima Project has more. I hope I'm saying your name right, by the way. It could be Lacrima Project, I guess. But it looks like Lacrima Project. Let's see, your favorite Cid in series. Okay, so for those of you who don't play Final Fantasy a lot, every Final Fantasy, at least past 6. Is there a Cid in 4? I don't know, because I didn't play much of 4. But at some point, they started putting Cid, a character named Cid, in every Final Fantasy. And usually they're pretty. Usually, wait, where's? Oh, yeah. Usually they're like associated with whatever the airship is, but they're not always. But anyways, my favorite Cid has to be Final Fantasy VII Cid. And I know that's like a cop-out because Final Fantasy VII is my favorite Final Fantasy, but in all seriousness, I absolutely love Cid from Final Fantasy VII. He's one of the coolest characters ever, so I have to pick him. Plus, to be honest, I didn't really like too many of the other Cids. Like, I don't remember much of the Cid in Final Fantasy IX. He was the king, right? I think. Who gets turned into the frog thing. It's been so long since I played Final Fantasy IX. I can't wait to play that one again. That's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Final Fantasy X Cid was okay. Again, he's the airship pilot, Riku's dad. And then it kind of goes on from there. The Kingdom Hearts Cid was okay too, but he didn't really do a lot. But yeah, nothing beats Final Fantasy VII Cid, man. He's the only one that really has like a big story to begin with. Like, he's actually one of the main characters and has one of the more crazy, in-depth, emotional stories. So, he already kind of has a leg up because of that. But yeah, he's just such a cool character. I mean, everything about him, he's just like swagtastic. Next question, your favorite Chocobo color? Black. I just like black Chocobo. I don't know, they're cool. Got much else to say about that? I know I saved because I said I might want to rebuy, but I'm saving again because I don't want to make that walk again. But I did save in a different file, so I could still go back and spend my money differently if I wanted. I have an item. Warriors with Oxy Ale. We have been waiting for you. Please save the mermaids. What the? She did. What the? What at? Are you? She's a ghost mermaid. Alright. Let's ride the barrel. You know, I thought it was a submarine, but now that you said barrel, that just makes it sound not as cool. Oh, this is interesting. Fish! What? Oh my god, it's like a... Is that a pyramid or like just a house? Sunken Shrine, 3rd floor. Oh, I like this song. I love this song. I've used it in the outro several times, and it's like one of my favorite on the soundtrack. It's really, really good. I don't know why I'm trying to use magic with a bunch of people that do not have magic. Alright, so we're fighting sharks now. That's the thing. Let's use gauntlets. Maybe I should equip Mike with that sword that does more damage against fish. But I wonder if, you know, how much more damage is that really? I'll have to see. See how much damage he does right now. If he gets to attack, ever. There you go. 300 damage. Okay. We'll have to see if he can do more than that if I equip that other sword. Another question from the Lacrima Project. Your favorite non-playable character in series? Favorite NPC? That's a tough one. I have to think about that for a minute. See, look how much weaker it is, though. I'll give it a shot, though, just because. Can you equip the defender? Hell yeah, you can. Wait, is there something over there? This place looks big. Big and scary. Oh, speaking of scary things, what is that? That is terrifying. It's just like a head on a serpent. Just a serpent and then just a head sticking out. There needs to be some like arms or something. Like, you know? It needs arms. That just looks friggin' creepy. I mean, what am I looking at here? Where's my... That was awful. That did no damage. Screw that sword. That was a mistake. I'm still trying to think of my favorite NPC. Favorite NPC. I'm trying to think of any, like, big important NPCs in any of the games. I mean, I don't think Sephiroth counts as an NPC, right? Because you can technically play as him. And that's kind of a cop-out anyways. You need not that. Were you using the Ice Brand? You could use the Coral Sword, maybe. Man, it's just so weak. Like, so weak. It only has 30 attack. It's just garbage. What's in here? A fight. Oh, sea troll and sea scorpion and all sorts of sea scary things. We're gonna fire two. We're gonna gauntlet. Zappy-doo-dah. Damn! Well, they are water type. You would think electric would do some damage. But this game and its weaknesses, I don't know about that. Man, I'm stuck on this NPC thing. I can't even think of a single NPC that, like, I like more than just, you know, like, oh, he was kind of cool. Like, what's an NPC that I actually thought was really cool? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. How about, you see, what does NPC mean? Non-playable character, right? Because I was gonna say Seymour Guado from Final Fantasy X, but you do play as him for one battle. So does that make him not an NPC? Because otherwise he's an NPC. But he's also a boss, like an enemy. Like, when I think of NPC, I think of, like, literally does nothing other than you walk up and talk to them and they say something. Or maybe like a shopkeeper or something, but, like, doesn't ever fight. You never see them in a battle scenario. They're part of the world that you can go up to and talk to them. But that's it. That's what I figure is an NPC. But since NPC is technically non-playable character, you would think, you know, I guess technically it could be anyone that you never play as. Like, it could be an enemy, or, you know, you could pick Kefka or something, just because you don't play as Kefka. So I don't know. But if we're going by, just attack, I guess, I don't know. Whatever. If we're going by, like, strictly just a character on the world map kind of thing, oh, I know my favorite NPC, the guy, the Shoe Puff conductor, best NPC. Ride the Shoe Puff? Yeah, that guy. He's the best. So there you go. Favorite NPC. If you could go on a date with a Final Fantasy girl, who would it be? You can pick two. This thing again? What is this? What is this? And your next question is, who would you go to bed with? Why does everyone want to know what women I would sleep with in the Final Fantasy universe? Why is this a consistent question? Like, I understand it being asked once just for the lulz, but why is this a consistent question I get? But at least you let me pick anyone instead of giving me, like, options. Well, Yuna's my favorite character, so I guess I would go on a date with Yuna. If I had to pick another one, I guess I'll cop out and say Riku, since everyone likes Riku. Although, actually, that's a lie. Some people hate Riku, and I don't understand why, because she's so damn lovable. But some people hate Riku, so I'll go with Riku. Final Fantasy X is Riku, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. You know what would also be cool to go on a date with? Freya. Because she's like, I don't know, she's badass. Like, it'd probably be a horrible date, but just the fact that you could say you went on a date with Freya would be, like, enough. You'd be like, wow, I'm, like, totally badass. I went on a date with Freya. So, yeah. We'll just go with that. I need to heal, and I'm running slightly low on heal. Actually, no, I still have all of her cures. I need to just have her spam healing staff every fight, and then it'll just give me, like, way more sustain to get through, like, this whole dungeon in one go. Should I go up these stairs? This place is, like, so huge. I feel like I'm missing stuff. But I don't really know if anything I pick up is really going to be that important. Let's go with Fire Free. Let's just obliterate all the things. Hopefully that kills them all. don't know, it is fire, and they're water-ish. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Okay, so now apparently weaknesses matter, so, you know, joke's on me. And I should have had Mike attack the prince, but I thought they'd all die to Fire 3, so that's, you know, my bad. Doesn't matter, they're all doing 1 damage. I might as well just sit here and let them do 1 damage while I use Healing Staff over and over. Just so I can get back up to full health with everyone. But I'm not going to do that, because that's boring. I'm going to use Gauntlets, which will probably obliterate all of them. Yup. Okay, who would I go to bed with? I don't know. How about, Fran. Let's go to bed with the bunny chick. I mean, I guess Fran is the closest thing we have to, like, a Playboy bunny in the Final Fantasy universe. So I guess if we're going by, like, who would be the best in bed, it'd probably be, like, the Playboy bunny girl, which would be her. So if we're just talking, like, one night stand, doing it solely for the enjoyment of going to bed with someone who is good at it, then you gotta pick Fran, man. You gotta do it. You can tell. She is quite the love maker. You can just tell by looking at her. Your favorite weird character, like Go-Go or Cait Sith. I'd probably pick Cait Sith, although actually I really like Quina. I think she's awesome. I think, or he. The fact that you can't tell what it is just like the best thing ever. Like, I don't know why, but it's just the whole game. Like Cait Sith acts weird, but you know that it's just Reeve. So although it's funny and he's kind of like the comic relief, whereas like Reno is the comic relief for the Turks, he's kind of the comic relief for the main party. Along with kind of Vincent too, but something about Quina is just kind of like, he's so weird that none of the other characters really understand him at all. So it's just funny. You're like sitting there going, like, what is Quina doing at any time, at any place during the game? So I think I'd have to pick Quina. It's just like. And it's so weird the way that you get Quina and just the attacks and the weapons and the eating and just so weird. It just makes it awesome. Okay, just use Bolt or something. Okay. Last question. Did you tried an LSD? My brain hurts. Did you tried an LSD? Sounds like you've been trying the LSD there, buddy. You might need to lay off of that before commenting on my videos. David Dewhurst asked, are you going to play Final Fantasy spin-off like Siege of Cerberus? Siege of Cerberus? What the heck is Siege of Cerberus? Did you take an LSD with Lacrima Project? Anyways, I answered this 1,000 times. No. I am playing the core series, and that's it. Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and probably 16 and 17 by the time I get through all those games. I'm not playing any other ones. At least not in this Let's Play. I will play more in the future, probably. Who knows? Probably play some Final Fantasy VII spin-offs, since that's what everyone wants to see. Like Dirge of Cerberus. I don't know what Seas of Cerberus is, but I will probably play Dirge of Cerberus at some point. But, oh. Alright, let's do... Actually, you know what? Just use gauntlets. And use healing stuff. But that'll be future. This Let's Play is only the core series. That's the whole point of this Let's Play. I will not be deviating from that in this Let's Play in particular. but maybe in the future I will. That is your answer. I'm not answering that question again. I think that's all the questions on this video. Next video. Did you ask a question? No. Did you ask a question? No. R-Type 112000 asks, didn't you buy a spell that prevents insta-death? Yes, I did. And I know why you're asking that, because in that episode I died from insta-death. But that's because it's a spell, and you don't get time to use it. It's kind of useless, because by the time you start the fight and realize that you're going to get insta-killed, you're already being insta-killed. So the spell doesn't really help. But now I got the rings. And the rings are pretty fantastic, so, you know, it'll all be okay. Next question. 999 Silvermoto asks another question. Have you bought your graphics card for your PC build yet? Yes, the PC is actually built, so I'll be showing that someday, probably on the Patreon. I'll just show a little, here's the PC, blah blah blah. But yeah, the graphics card, I actually saw this question before I started, so I pulled it up because you asked me what it is, and I didn't know off the top of my head, so I have it pulled up here. It is a MSI R9 390 gaming graphics card. It's got a little red dragon on it. It looks great. It was $400, I think. Not worth it, if you ask me. I bought it because I thought I needed a good graphics card, but in all honesty, the graphics card that comes on the board of the motherboard I bought, it was pretty damn good. So, although this upgraded my graphics pretty well, it was not worth $400. But, I mean, it's a great graphics card, don't get me wrong. If you're looking for, like, oh, I need the best graphics, then it's good. But I just didn't care as much about the graphics. The only reason I wanted the computer was so that I could edit faster and all the other stuff, and the live stream and everything else. So, the live stream, most in particular, that's the one reason why I wanted it. And the graphics card isn't going to help me with that. It's just looks a little nicer. So, wasn't worth that much money. I could have spent that on other things, but that's all in retrospect. It's still a great graphics card, so whatever. What else? No questions there. Robert Nunez asked, have you ever traveled outside of the country? How was it? If not, where would you like to go? I live in the United States. I've traveled to Canada once, but that was when I was really young and didn't really care. Other than that, no. And I'd like to. I went to the Bahamas, but that's not out of the country. And I've traveled to several states, but I have not really, well, I guess the Bahamas are out of the country, because I needed my passport, so, I guess, yeah, I guess that's, yeah, the Bahamas. There's your answer. I went to Canada when I was young, and I went to the Bahamas. But, I want to go more places. I want to go to Italy. I would love to go to Italy. And, I'd like to go to France, too. My wife's family came from France. She went, and she said that it wasn't like, I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't like the greatest part of her entire life. You know, like, it wasn't as great. And it probably was because I didn't get to go, and, you know, when you go to France, you have to bring your significant other. Like, that's the whole point of going to France. It's supposed to be romantic. If you just go with your family, then it's kind of like, still going to be entertaining, but it's not. You're missing the point, you know, of going to France when you live in the United States. So, but I'd still like to go there. I'd like to go to a lot of places. Like going to Greece would be cool too. Like all sorts of like cool places that I could go. But I won't be going anywhere like that in the immediate future. Let's see. Patrick the Fox asked, "Hey Death, if you could be Cloud for one dungeon in Final Fantasy VII, which one would you pick? A dungeon is somewhere out of the world map that you can encounter an enemy." Well, first of all, that's not what a dungeon is. Second of all, I know what a dungeon is. You don't have to tell me what a dungeon is. Third of all, what does that question mean? If I could be Cloud for one dungeon in Final Fantasy VII, what does that mean? I am Cloud for every dungeon in Final Fantasy VII. Light axe, what is that? Is that like an axe imbued with light, or is that an axe that is not as heavy? Axe with Dia 2. That's cool. I like that. That's a good pickup right there. Now I can use Dia 2 whenever I want. Yeah, I don't know what that question is, so I'm not going to answer it. I don't understand what that means. Does that mean, like, if I could personally be Cloud, like if I could just transform into Cloud right now, what dungeon would I choose to go to? That's the only understanding I'm getting from that. I don't know. Probably the first dungeon and go to Midgar or something. One of the areas in Midgar, if you call that a dungeon. I mean, yeah, that's technically a dungeon. I mean, what you said is kind of technically a dungeon, but anywhere outside the world map, like the world map, I guess, okay, yeah. You know what? I take back what I said. That is a dungeon. If it's not the world map, and you encounter enemies in it, then it's a dungeon. I guess that's right. I mean, the only time I could think of where that wouldn't be right is if, like, it was once a town, but now there's enemies in it. Would you really call that a dungeon? I mean, I guess maybe. I guess that's a pretty good interpretation of a dungeon. But anyways, yeah, okay, I'd go to Midgar because the enemies would be weak and I wouldn't die. Because if I was Cloud, I wouldn't want to die. I really don't want to die, period. So, yeah, there you go. Enjoy that answer.